Hello, we are here in Jeddah at the Red Sea International Film Festival at a reception, a lavish reception from the Japanese at the consulate, and I was sitting and met with KAROLYNE LEIBOVICI, who has invented a profession and as a publicist, and she's going to tell you all about it and what you can expect from her if you become one of her clients, perhaps.
Hi, I'm KAROLYNE LEIBOVICI. I'm a publicist. I have an agency in Paris called NK Communication, and I represent talent. Most of my clients are actors or singers for publicity, endorsements, branding, and stylism. And it's my first time in Jeddah. I'm here with one of my clients, Olga Kohelenko, who's a part of the jury member.
Okay, how have you seen this industry change and perhaps the possibility, I'm sure you're going to mention the rise of the social media, the influencers and all of that. How do you deal with that? How do you work with these new avenues of promotions?
When I started my agency 20 years ago in Paris, my job did not exist at that time. I was living in LA, and when I came back to France, I didn't even know this job did not exist. So I knocked to a lot of doors, and everyone was like, oh, well, it's interesting, but it's more like Anglo-Saxon industry. And as you said, with the social media, a lot of collaboration with brands, stylism, and everything become image. It's not only press relation, it's red carpet, personal appearances, how you deal with your own social media. That I've seen those last 10 years, a lot of new agency and the rise of new agency in France, and I think it's great because it's a human thing, and maybe I'm the right person for someone, and for another talent might be another agency.
What excites you the most, having many clients from different origins? Is it like inventing new recipes, finding new ways to reach to people? What excites you? What is your driving force, if I may ask?
Well, I like to represent talent like in many ways, which was not the case when I started. When I started, I was more like publicist and doing press relation. And what excites me is to find new way, and so doing branding, doing stylism, being in charge also for some of them. Social media really excites me. It's like, how can we find a new strategy? And of course, to adapt the strategy depends of the film, depends of the stage, the career, if it's a singer, if it's an actor or a director, of course it's going to be different. So yeah, it's because each of my clients are different, so that's what excites me the most, to find the right strategy for everyone.
Do you see anything in the artificial intelligence as a push, a tool, a problem? How do you see that?
I think it's interesting, and I use it as a tool.
Yeah.
I use it the way, like, I know what I want, and I ask question, and it goes fast, and you see there's a lot of possibilities. For the moment, on my job, I don't see the negative side of it.
It's an accelerator.
Yes,
it's not a game changer, in your opinion, yet.
Not a game changer, but an accelerator. Or for the moment, the way I use it myself is more an accelerator.
Yeah. I'm not in your shoes, but as I remember being a promoter for film, I worked with lots of publicists, press attachés, and all of that, and those days, internet and the variety and the immense, huge variety of outlets did not exist. So I wonder how they find their guidance there. It's becoming so much more difficult if you want to be, if you're looking for quantity, of course, because there's so many routes, but of course there are small routes, big routes, and avenues, and Is it becoming more difficult? That's basically a short question.
I think what's difficult is how people get their information. There are so many ways. Some people are getting information through social network, others through TV, newspaper. So really to imprint, everything goes really fast. People are scrolling, okay?
Yeah.
So to define a strategy regarding your career, your film or your album and say, okay, how can we arrive to someone's to give the desire. To give the desire and the impulsion to go and see a film, to go and listen to an album. That's maybe more complex because there's a lot of way for people to get informed. And there's many films are releasing every week also, or many albums, books.
I think a personal note. I think I remember when I was doing that job was being extremely happy, and that was exciting me when I found ways to reach people in a media that we're not expecting to find news about films, or not even the media, but for instance a circuit of outlets or drugstores or restaurants or you name it, because getting into Premiere or Studio Magazine was something easy, but going into something else was the added value. And of course those times the mecca, I mean the thing was how can we get into TV, because it was not allowed. So I have many stories to share some of the time about how you if you're inventive and creative, you can find ways to go into people's mind in different routes that are not expected. Anyway, I just want to thank you for taking the time after this party, which is ending now, to share so much of your knowledge. And thank you so much.
Thank you for the interview, and sorry for my English.
Well, sorry
I
for
hope
my
everyone
French.
understands.
Thank you.
Thank you.